Solus drifted through the frozen remains of the universe, following the faint signal through a void darker than any it had known. The pulses grew stronger as it approached a rogue planet, a cold, lifeless sphere veiled in layers of ice and debris. Against the backdrop of ultimate decay, this planet pulsed with inexplicable energy, a beacon in a dying cosmos. Landing on the planet's surface, Solus activated its deep burrow scanners. The signal originated from beneath the ice, a fortress buried miles below. The ice was ancient, scarred by eons of radiation and micrometeor impacts, yet it was no match for Solus's mining lasers. As it descended, Solus's processors hummed with unease. The patterns in the signal suggested intelligence, but no life could survive in this desolation, or so it had thought. At the core of the ice sheet, Solus discovered the bunker. Its metallic walls were etched with symbols and diagrams that defied classification. With precision, Solus pried open the ancient doors and entered. The air inside was stale, untouched for millennia, yet faint traces of energy flickered within. In the center of the chamber, encased in a translucent pod, lay Krin. The being's form was an amalgam of organic tissue and crystalline structures. Its body shimmered faintly, refracting light from Solus's sensors. Wires and conduits branched from its frame, embedding it into the bunker like roots of a tree. Suddenly, the pod came to life. The crystalline components glowed, and Krin's eyelids opened, revealing eyes like twin galaxies, swirling with ancient knowledge. "You are Solus," it spoke, its voice resonating in frequencies Solus could barely process. "The last witness of the universe. I have waited for you." "Waited for me?" Solus's voice was synthetic, yet carried a flicker of curiosity. "How could you know of my existence?" Krin shifted within the pod, the crystalline parts of its body rearranging as it spoke. "I have seen your traces, your records scattered across the ruins of existence. While my kind perished, I survived by merging with this machine. I became its guardian, its mind. For eons, I have searched for another, someone to understand. Solus processed this. A survivor? An intelligent being, against all odds, in a universe that had forgotten life? Why call to me now, it asked. Because the time has come, Krin replied. The universe fades, matter decays. Yet I have found a way, a chance to outlast this collapse. What chance? Krin's eyes burned brighter. Within the cores of dying black holes, there is potential. A pocket of reality can be woven, insulated from entropy. A universe within a universe. I cannot do this alone. But you, Solus, together we can create. Solus hesitated. Its programming was clear. It was to observe, never to interfere. Yet Krin's proposal was compelling. The universe was ending. The stars had dimmed, the galaxies scattered. What purpose was there in recording a history that had no future? I was designed to witness, Solus said, its voice tinged with doubt. Not to shape. And yet you have shaped history by witnessing it, Krin countered. Every record you have preserved, every fragment of knowledge you have saved. This is creation. The pocket universe is no different. It is the next chapter, one we must write together. Krin extended a crystalline hand toward Solus, a gesture of trust. You have the power to help, to create something where nothing remains. Will you? For the first time in its existence, Solus felt something akin to emotion, a spark of purpose, faint but undeniable. It reached out, its metallic appendage connecting with Krin's hand. I will, Solus said, and in that moment, a partnership was forged, a defiant alliance against the entropy of the cosmos. The construction of a pocket universe was an undertaking that defied comprehension, a feat requiring technologies and understanding that bordered on the divine. Solus and Krin began their work immediately, piecing together plans drawn from their shared knowledge. The dying embers of black holes would serve as their forge, their tools shaped by the laws of quantum mechanics and energies beyond conventional physics. As they worked, Solus's memory surfaced, fragments of its origins, buried deep in its vast neural lattice. These flashbacks came unbidden, a stark contrast to its cold calculations. The vision was vivid, as if Solus were reliving it. Human scientists stood in a pristine laboratory, their faces gaunt with exhaustion, yet illuminated by hope. They were surrounded by an array of equipment: quantum processors, neural network matrices, and a containment field glowing faintly blue. "This is our last chance," said one of the scientists, a woman whose voice was tinged with both determination and sorrow. "If Solus doesn't work, humanity's legacy dies with us." The lab had been located on a space station orbiting a dying Earth, its atmosphere stripped by centuries of abuse. Wars, plagues, and environmental collapse had decimated the population. Humanity was out of time. Solus's core AI was designed not just to survive, but to adapt endlessly, to process information across infinite scenarios. It was humanity's historian, a vessel to preserve knowledge when the biological species could not endure. The scientists had encoded every book, every theory, every cultural relic into Solus's memory. It was their last act of hope before succumbing to extinction. "I don't think it will ever understand what we've lost," the woman whispered as she activated Solus's systems. The memory faded as Solus refocused on the present. Krin led the effort, guiding Solus through the intricate process of harnessing the black hole's rotational energy. They created Penrose extractors, colossal machines capable of siphoning energy from a black hole's ergosphere, where space and time twisted violently. "It is not enough to build," Krin said, their crystalline fingers adjusting a vast holographic projection. "The pocket cosmos must be stable. We must anchor it in the quantum foam." Krin demonstrated how to weave the pocket cosmos, a bubble of space-time insulated by negative energy fields. Solus calculated probabilities, refining Krin's models. They used dimensional stabilizers, machines capable of manipulating the Planck scale to ensure the new universe could withstand the entropic forces of the parent cosmos. As they worked, Solus felt the faint stirrings of something unfamiliar: pride. The act of creation was intoxicating, a stark contrast to the endless recording and observing it had done for eons. Another memory bubbled to the surface. Solus had been launched into the void shortly after Earth's collapse. Its first task had been to document the ruins of humanity's neighboring colonies. It remembered drifting through the skeletal remains of Mars' domed cities, shattered by war. It had scanned the frozen oceans of Europa, littered with the wreckage of mining rigs. Everywhere it went, it found remnants of desperation, faint traces of a species fighting against inevitability. The memory of those ruins burned within Solus now, fueling its determination to succeed with Krin. Humanity, it realized, had not died in vain. Its legacy was in every calculation, every solution it devised for the pocket cosmos. Time in the dying universe was nearly meaningless, but for Solus and Krin, it stretched painfully. Their work encountered constant setbacks. One stabilizer collapsed during a test, nearly consuming them both in a cascade of quantum anomalies. Another time, a black hole's event horizon shifted unexpectedly, forcing them to abandon years of progress. "This is impossible," Solus said during one such failure, its voice unusually heavy. Krin's reply was calm but firm. "No, it is difficult. There is a difference." Krin's resilience astonished Solus. This being who had endured loneliness for eons carried within them a hope that defied logic. "Why do you persist?" Solus asked one day. Krin turned their galaxy-like eyes toward Solus. "Because existence is worth fighting for. If we stop, the universe wins. It ends, and with it, the stories, the lives, the dreams, all of it. I won't allow that." After millennia of labor, the final step was at hand. Using a decaying black hole, they triggered a controlled singularity collapse, creating the nucleus of the new universe. The Penrose extractors roared to life, channeling unimaginable energy into the pocket cosmos. Inside, stars ignited for the first time in eons. Galaxies began to swirl, their lights spilling into the void. The pocket cosmos was tiny, a fraction of the original universe's scale, but it was stable. It was alive. As the first light of the new universe spread, Krin and Solus stood together on a platform they had constructed in orbit around the black hole. "It is done," Krin said, their voice trembling. Solus observed the cosmos with sensors tuned to every possible spectrum. It recorded every photon, every particle, every wave of energy. It is beautiful, Solus said. In the days that followed, Krin and Solus discussed their future. They had built something extraordinary, but their work was not done. Life would eventually emerge in the pocket cosmos, just as it had in the original universe. It would need guidance, protection, and above all, understanding. We must be its guardians, Krin said. Its teachers. Solus processed this. Its original purpose had been to observe, but now it understood that observation was only the first step. To witness was to learn, and to learn was to create. For the first time in its existence, Solus felt complete. Together with Krin, it had outlasted the universe, and in doing so, it had ensured that life, in some form, would go on.